In today's video, I'm going to talk about why you should not use Linux as an average person. First, I used almost exclusively Linux, and I use Windows as well to play a single video game called StarCraft 2. Other than that, I use Linux. But Linux is not for everybody. It can be extremely frustrating. You can screw up big time. You will end up spending a lot of time tweaking the operating system instead of getting things done. It's just like if you want to drive a car, you do not have to be a mechanic. And Windows and Mac OS are much user-friendly. People may argue, hey, 90% of the computers run Linux, but those are mostly servers. They interact with machines, not with people. In terms of interacting with the people, Windows and Mac OS are much better. For example, to install software, you double-click, it installs under Windows. In Linux, a lot of times you have to type stuff on your command line. You need to do a lot of Google search. Linux is free, but if you value your time, Linux is very expensive because you're going to spend a lot of time tweaking things to make things work. Also, Windows and Mac OS are very simple. Their desktop environment is just one. Linux have so many choices because it's open source. There's so many distros. You're going to spend a lot of time tweaking things, which is a big waste of time. And also, things will fall apart if you do the wrong thing. It's unlike Windows or Mac OS. If you don't know what you're doing, you can screw up big time. So I wouldn't recommend Linux to an average Joe, average person. Now, as a user, average user, if you're not interested in server-side technology, if you're not a programmer, you do not need to understand the operating system. You just use it, like you just drive the car without having to service it. The Linux, if you're a developer, you are tech savvy, it's a great tool. Like I can customize environments. If I press Windows and G key, the settings launches automatically the hotkey I programmed. Control-Alt-T launches the terminal, and if I Windows and this R key, it launches Raw Therapy, the software I use to process my photos. It's very snappy, very fast, very safe and secure, and it's a pure joy to use. But the learning curve is much steeper. So for average person, stick with Windows or Mac OS because you don't want to waste tons of time in exchange for a lot of frustration. Okay, so that's my video.